hello to another video today. Oh, look at this. Is this not just the most beautiful, beautiful day? Look at it. It's so quiet and peaceful and warm and no wind. I am very happy right now. See if I can prop this up somewhere actually. This looks like it. Am I going to be too... That's going to be way too close. Tried to prop the camera up on one of those rocks and it's just too bright with the sun, so I'm going to have to hold it, so apologies if it's a little bit shaky. Today's video is going to be about my endurance training in lockdown, because a few of you have been asking me about, you know, what I'm doing to be able to make sure that I can still do endurance ride later on in the year. So I thought I would go into it and hopefully it will help you if you are wanting to do similar. So I guess the first thing that I'm doing is no different than I would normally do, and that's kind of my coaching plan. So I do turbo sessions and they range from anything between like an hour to an hour and 40 maybe, and I've been doing those maybe for like the last 2 years. I do that with Mark, who is at Transition Cycle Coaching, so that's what I just generally do anyway, so I'm just still keeping up doing those. And the whole point of those is to kind of increase my fatigue resistance so that I'm able to ride for longer and not get as tired. So I'm still doing those. Then on top of that, I'm doing outdoor rides still. Luckily in the UK we are still able to go out and do one ride a day, and what I'm trying to do for that is incorporate as much climbing as I can into that ride. So one of the loops that I'm doing is probably about 75k and has about 1500 meters climbing, and there's like three long climbs in that. So I just want to get as much climbing as I possibly can, just to try and, because for me I feel like that keeps me in the best physical shape to be able to do the longer stuff later on in the year. I just love climbing, so that is what I'm doing. And then I'm resting, and I think that's something that maybe we underestimate a lot, is rest that we need to be able to perform at our best. So I'm just sleeping a lot and just resting. But then one other thing that I should mention, God, my arm is aching, I'm going to have to switch arms, God, bloody hell. Oh, my arm. God, I need to go to the gym if I can't even bloody hold the camera up. And then also another thing to think about is like the mental aspect of it. And Abdullah Zainab, who I've interviewed, who's been on this channel, I'll leave a link to his channel. He talks about this the best when he talks about how everyday life is endurance training, because it's just so good how he explains. I'm going to leave a link to the video, but basically in a nutshell, what he explains is that everyday life, it's not necessarily, he says he does most of his training off the bike, because it's getting over those problems in everyday life and keeping like your mind focused and just being able to continue. That's way more important than just doing miles on the bike, and I love that. So I guess lockdown is another way of, I don't know, like testing your mental strength and pushing that forward, I guess, which I think is a really great way of looking at it. Obviously, I should mention, I should say in this, that like cycling in comparison to what is going on is like, it doesn't mean anything. And obviously there are way bigger problems in the world than, God, am I going to be able to ride 400k in September? Like, it's not, but I guess it's all relative, and this is kind of the difference and the effect that it's having on me personally. So I'm just want to say that, because there are way bigger problems in the world at the minute. Another like kind of mental aspect of it is actually wanting to go and do all these big events and big rides, because I've got to be honest, because I'd done so much last year, everyone has this expectation that you're going to do even more and bigger stuff and longer stuff the year after, and I had planned a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, but part of me was a little bit like, it just feels like you're on a bit of a conveyor belt of like just constantly doing these bigger and better events, and so actually I'm quite enjoying just having a bit of time to not do any of those and just ride my bike for the fun of it again, and not have any set events in mind or planning to do them. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying that, and I feel like having that hunger again to go and do those big rides is just going to be huge, and so yeah, that's how I'm. Oh, it's a big bump. Bloody hell, look at the size of that bee. Jesus, that was like a a bird. It was massive. What was I saying? God, I can't remember. I'm on a tangent. Those insights into my brain in this time have been helpful. And I'm going to head back down the hill now. So I'll see you in a little bit. See you next video.